How you doing, guys? Today I'm going to talk about how to load multiple Excel files with single sheet to SQL Server table and archive each one of them with DateTime. So let's say I have multiple Excel files, Asia, USA, and Europe, and each file contain one sheet. Asia, I got 4 columns: ID, first name, last name, and state. The same thing in the USA, because I have ID, first name, last name, and state. And then I'm gonna have the third file is gonna be the same thing: ID, first name, last name, and state. So I wanna load all 3 files, which is multiple files. Load them to the SQL Server table, and then after loading, I need to archive them, which is I'm gonna move them to archive folder with DateTime, with customer names plus the DateTime, and then I'm gonna move them to the archive folder. Let's go back to the Visual Studio and then create a new package. And then I'm gonna call it just call it any name. Okay, load multiple Excel files with single sheet. Okay, so to load the Excel file, you know that anytime you want to load a data to SQL Server, you need to have a data flow task. Let's go with data flow task. We will load the file, get the file. So since we have Excel file, so we have to go to the Excel source. Drag and drop the Excel source to the data flow. Double click on it, and then you have to connect the connection. We need to navigate to the source file. New, click browse, navigate to the file. I got the file in desktop, which is SQL file, no, not this one. This one, Excel, single sheet. Just click on one of them. Let's say with Europe. Click OK. Okay, first row has a column names. Remember, the first column, it has the first column. The first row has a column name, which is ID, first name, last name, and state. So now go back to Visual Studio, click OK, and then table of view for the data access mode. Click on there, choose the Excel sheet, which is we have only one sheet in each file. Click on it, go to columns. We're gonna map them. The map is OK. First name, last name. Click OK. Go to the destination, because we are loading it to the SQL Server table. That's when we're gonna get the OLEDB destination. You have to connect it. Bring it and connect it. Double click on the destination. Click new. We have to get the OLEDB connection manager. Let's say we don't have a connection. Click on new, and then it's gonna ask you for the server name. The fastest way, just get the server name from the SQL Server. Select server name right here. Execute it. Pass the server name. Double click on it, or you can just go to connect database engine and copy the server name. Go paste it here. Now we have to select the database. What kind of database here? Which database? We have a database called SSIS test. We're gonna choose this database, and then we have, okay guys, I have already created a table called customers. So I have an SSIS test database and customer table. I have only one table. Choose the database. It's going to be SSIS database. Click OK. OK, and then we have to select the table. If we have, how many tables I have? Only one table. Select customer tables. We're gonna go to mappings. So we got ID. So this section comes from the Excel file columns. This is for the destination SQL Server table. ID first name, because in column name in Excel file is different than the name in destination. We have F name, which is the first name, just for shortcut. First name, last name. We map it, click OK. We're gonna have a problem right here because the data type. We're gonna have a problem with the data type conversion. If you hover over destination only DB, it says column first name and next name cannot convert between the Unicode and non-Unicode. Why? Because I gotta tell you why. Let's just break the precedent constraint. I'm gonna bring the data conversion here. Connect the data conversion to the destination. Double click on the destination. Let's select all of them. Hold on a second, I told you why. I'm gonna explain to you one more time why we have a problem. Click on it, go to mappings. See right here, guys, if you hover over, this is the columns belong to the Excel file. This is for the destination only DB. The data type in Excel different than the data types in destination. If you hover over ID, it says float. If you go to destination, assign integer. First name is gonna be Unicode string. Destination is non-Unicode string. The same thing with the state. You got Unicode, destination, non-Unicode. So what we have to do, we have to convert the data type. To do that, we're gonna bring data conversion here. Connect the data conversion to the destination. Double click on data conversion. Select all of them. Now, that's the table. I create this table. I have the ID, it's integer, first name, varchar, which is string, non-Unicode. I have the length 100, 102. Go back to Visual Studio. You have to convert it from float to sign integer. See that sign integer? For the Unicode, we have to convert it to the non-Unicode, which is right here. String non-Unicode. That's non-Unicode. And plus for the length, we have 100 in destination, 100 destination. For the state, because it's two letter, we're gonna have two of them, only two. Click OK, and look, because we converted, we changed the name. We have output alias, copy of ID, copy first name. You can change the name, but we're just gonna leave it. But you have to remap it again. Double click in destination, go to mappings again, and then you have to remap it again. Okay, so now what we have to do, for example, copy of ID, the new data converted, we have to connect it to the ID, or you can just do it from here. First name is last name, copy of first name, last name, copy of last name, state, copy of state. That's it. Everything is done. Click on it. Everything is okay. Let's test it right now. Let's just select all from DBO customer. Okay, because I selected the master database, I have to go back to the test database. Customer executed. Okay, let's just truncate this table. Truncate this test. Truncated. Okay, so now the table is empty. We don't have data in it. Let's go back. So now, because we have multiple files and we only selected one file, which is a Europe, we have to loop through the USA and the AJ. Let's go back to the data converter to the Visual Studio, and then we have to get the for each loop to loop through all three files. Drag data flow task and I drop it in a for each loop. So now what we have to do, double click on for each loop to configure it. Click on collection and then the expression. We have to get the expression. You can hard code it from here. You can just copy the destination and hard code it, but we want to have a variable. So if anything happened to the change, if we change the file source, we could just change it at one location. Let's create a variable. We're gonna call it a file path, and then it's gonna be the data type is gonna be string. Let's copy the path, paste it in the value section. So this is going to be dynamic. If you want to change the the file path, if the file path changing or somebody changed it, you have to just change this section only. You don't have to change every single component, just this section. So let's go to double click on the for each loop collection, and then we have to get the expression. We have to loop through the path 3 times. Property, select the directory. We have to get the expression. Double click variable and parameters, and then we have to drag and drop the file path. Click on it, click OK, click OK. So now the for each loop will loop through this path. This path is going to loop 3 times. But what we have to do right here, do you want to get the all files? For example, if I have CSV file, text file, or Excel file, let's say I'm interested only the Excel file, which is XLSX, the extension, only Excel file. I'm gonna go here and change it to XLSX. We're interested only the Excel file, and then do we have to get the fully qualified or name and extension? We need to get the name and extension. Why in this section? Because we are going to change the name of the file. We have to add a DateTime to the name of the file, because we're going to move the file to the archive folder, and we have to add a DateTime. We're going to add a DateTime next to the name. So we have to get the name and extension. Go to variable mapping, and you have to save it. We have to create a new variable where we're going to call it a file name. Click OK. Now let's just execute this package and see what's going to happen. The package is going to loop on the same file 3 times. It's going to loop through Europe 3 times. I'm going to tell you why. Everything is good. Stop debugging. And then we're going to execute it. Look, 3 times. You got Europe 3 times. First file, second file, third file 3 times. Loop 3 times. Why? Because the package has to loop. Okay, we understand that. We create a variable. The variable is going to loop only within this path, but we need to let the for each loop through every file once, only one time, not 3 times with one file. So what we have to do, we have to go to Excel connection, right click on the Excel connection, properties, on the right window, expression, click on the expression, properties, click on the properties, Excel file path, expression, and then we have to build the file full path, because we don't the file full path, meaning file path plus the file name. What you're gonna do, you can just drag and drop file full path. You can add plus double quote, backslash, and plus, and then you can drag the file name. This is a file full path. But instead, because we need to have a file full path. Oh, you know what? Let's just do it. Okay, so file full path, which is going to be the file path plus backslash plus the file name. You can remove the two backslash if you can just have file name plus file path plus the file name. If you're going to add a backslash here at the end, add backslash to get rid of the double backslash. So now you have the red error come up because the data delay validation, we have to turn it off. The right click on the properties again and connection, Excel connection, and then we have to go up to delay validation, set the delay validation to true, which is you have to turn off. The same thing with the package. Data flow task, right click on data flow task, properties, and then we have to set the delay validation to true. So now if you're gonna, let's run the package again. We don't have data anymore. Let's run the package again and see what's gonna happen. Everything is good, is okay, run successfully. Let's go to the data SQL Server executed. You see that, guys? Europe, USA, Asia. We run through all three files. We got three files. Each file has 4 columns and 3 rows. 4 columns and 3 rows. But we need to move them with data. We have to move them to the archive folder. The requirement says we have to move the file to the archive folder with DateTime. So what we have to do now, let's go back to the SQL Server. I'm just gonna truncate the table, clean the table. So in order to move the file and archive them with DateTime, we have to get something called file system task. Drag and drop file system task connected, and then let's double click on it to see what's going on. Okay, we need to rename the file because we need to so rename is gonna do multiple tasks. It's gonna move the file and then it's gonna rename it. You gotta move the file, move directly. We're interested move and rename, which is gonna be a rename. But we need to set the file, we need to set the archive folder a variable, because in the future somebody is going to move the archive folder to a different destination. So we don't want to have to code it. We're just going to create a variable. So let's go back. So what I need here, I need the destination. I need to have a full destination, a full source, a full file source, and I need the full destination with DateTime. Let's go back and create another variable. We're going to call it archive file. Archive file is going to be string, and then let's go back to the archive file and get the path for it. Paste it here. Okay, now we need to get the full file path for the source. Full file path which is source, which is going to be combined between the file path plus the file name. Let's just create a full file path. Full file path. It's going to be a string, and then click on the expression. Build expression is going to be combined between the file path and then plus double quote, backslash, and there's going to be double quote again. I mean plus, and then we're going to drag and drop the file name. This is the full file path. We're done for the full file path, but we need to get the full file path for the file name. but we need to add expression on the archive file path date. Let's just create full archive file. It's going to be again. So the archive file is going to combine between the file path, the archive file path plus the file name with DateTime. Let's just go here. Double click is going to be the file path. The archive file. This is archive file path. A plus. We need to get a plus the file name. A plus backslash plus the file name. But since we don't have a file name so far, because it's gonna look okay, let's just add a file name here. Let's just go back. Okay, let's go back here and get the file name just for the test. Let's say we have this name. We need to add a DateTime after the name of the file. Let's go back here. Okay, drop it. Okay, that's it. Let's go back to the file archive, full archive file right here. Double click on it. Click, drag and drop the archive file, and then the plus the file name. Let's get the file name. Let's see what's gonna happen here. See guys, okay, you remember I told you we have to add the backslash, double quote, backslash plus. So here we get the full file path here. But what we have to do, let's just maximize it. We have to add, we have a customers underscore Europe. We need to add the file, we have the DateTime before the extension. So what we have to do here, first of all, we have to get rid of the extension. This is the extension, guys. See right here? Let me show you here. Select the extension. See that? We have to add a time here before .xlsx. So what we have to do? Let's remove the extension first. To remove the extension, we have to get something called replace. Open bracket. Open. Replace with what? With what? We have to replace what? Comma. This is a comma. Double quote. Replace what? Replace .xlsx. And then comma. Replace it with what? With I will replace it with underscore. I want to add underscore. I want to add underscore here in this section. So double quote, underscore, double quote, and then you have double quote, that's a single quote, double quote, and then close the bracket, close the parenthesis. See that? Okay, we have a problem right here. Okay, so I got this name is wrong. Has to be replace. Okay, replace. See that? Okay, so I got rid of the extension and then I add underscore. So we have to add a DateTime. How are we gonna get that DateTime? Is so easy. Get the DateTime plus get date to get the DateTime. Open and close parentheses. Value with expression. You know why? Because the DateTime, we have the problem with the data conversion. Because the DateTime, it's number, which is going to be integer DateTime, and this is the file name, it's string, which is Unicode or non-Unicode. So what we have to do, we have to convert the DateTime to string. To get that, you can go to string function and then not string function, typecast, and then we have to cast it. Because we already converted the data non-Unicode string. So we have to get the W. I'll show you. DTSTR length and code, because I memorize it. I don't have to drag and drop. So what I have to do here, I gotta do the same thing with this here. This is a non-Unicode. So before the get date, open parentheses DT underscore STR, and then comma 50 the length, comma is gonna get 1252 for the Latin number, the US for the non-Unicode, and then that's it. Close the bracket, get the value. See that, guys? I got the DateTime. We have to get the DateTime 2027-8. That's the name, but this is too long, so we have to get rid of the multi-second. Show you here. See that here? We don't want that. We need only this section. Only this section. We have to get rid of the other ones. So what we have to do? Okay, let's go one by one. I need to remove the hyphen here. I need to add underscore between instead of the space, and then have to get rid of the colon, and then I have to get rid of those sections. So what I have to, let's go with the hyphen. I'm gonna remove the hyphen, this and this. So what I have to do, I have to go back again to get the date, to have to replace open parentheses, go to the end, replace what? Open quote, double quote, open what? Remove what? Replace the hyphen, double quote, comma, double quote, with what? With nothing. We don't want a nothing. Close it. So what's gonna happen? We're gonna remove this hyphen with nothing. Evaluate expression. Okay, so we have to add replace here. Hold on a second. Why is that? Oh, okay. Why? Backslash. Replace. Okay, so I just removed it. Let's just go back again. Replace. Open parentheses. Go to the end. Comma. Double quote, replace the hyphen with what? Comma, with nothing. Close parentheses. Let's just evaluate expression. See, guys, I got rid of the hyphen. So let's just remove this space and then add underscore. We have to go back again before the get date. So I have to add another replace. Okay, let's just get this. Okay, so let's just replace again. Open parentheses, go to the end, comma, double quote. What? This is a space, so we have to make space, double quote. Replace it with what? With underscore. Open up, comma, double quote, underscore, double quote, close parentheses. That's single quote. Double quote, close the parentheses. Look what's gonna happen here. This section. See that I got it. Okay, I got this one here. So now I need to remove the colon. See that there's a colon. Get the colon. So we have to go back again and do another replace. Replace. Open parentheses. Go to the end. Comma. Double quote, and then what? Colon. That's the colon. double quote, comma, double quote with nothing, double quote, we want to replace it with nothing. See that? We got rid of it. So now I need to remove this section, 0 and up. So I need to remove this section. So what I have to do right here, I'm gonna show you. Let's just copy this section, and then go to the SQL Server, for example, and see we need to get the length for this length. Okay, open, go to the end, open. So we got 25 character, right? 25 character, but we want to start from here to here. We have to get rid of those. So let's get rid of them and see how many we have here. So we got 15. I want to start from here and end from here. So I'm going to start from 1, ends in 15. Let's go back here, and then we have to get to something called substring, open parentheses, and then go to the end, comma. Again, I want to start from 1, from this, and then comma with 15, 5, close parentheses, and then look, I got rid of them. That's it, I'm done. Guys, because we got rid of the extension, we have to add the extension back. So plus, open parentheses, open double quote, and then we have to get the extension XLSX double quote. So we got the extension back. So we are done here. Click OK. So that's the file full path. What is it? Here you go, file full path. So right here we have to go back to the file extension, double click on it, because we got the variable is source variable, path variable. Yes, where we get the file full path, remember the source path. Okay, so file full file path, click on it. We want to rename and move. It's going to be rename and move. This task going to be rename and move the file. So right here is the destination variable. Yes, true. Where? Okay, so that's the file full path. File archive file. Full archive file. This is contain the file path plus the name of the file. Click on it. If you choose this, it's gonna be only move the file without name it. Click on this one. Click OK. Look what's gonna happen. I got the files here, and archive folder is empty. Let's go back to the SQL Server and then get rid of those. Select the table, empty. Let's go back, and then look, I got customers and USA and everything, and then run the package and see what's gonna happen. See that, guys? Everything is successful. Stop debugging, go back to the table. We got the data, and then the data should be moved. See, guys, the data has been moved from the path to the archive folder. Look to the archive folder and look. We move the file, and then we add DateTime. This is a DateTime with extension. Thank you very much, guys, and have a nice day.